Greetings, true believers. It's your pal Spider-Man. Good morning. Happy Saturday to y'all. Getting ready for another good, exciting shave. Well, I hope it's going to be exciting. I don't know. I hope it's just at least good, really. Continuing on with my One Blade February challenge. Today is the 22nd. So this is the 22nd shave on this blade. I have not done anything to this blade. I only opened it once. Usually when I'm doing a one blade challenge, I keep it in the razor. I rinse it off when I'm done and that's it. I don't even like to open it because I don't want to mess with anything that's going on. I think when you lock it in, you leave it that way. I know some people think that if they flip the blade over, they're going to get more longevity out of it. Personally, I think that it's going to wear unevenly that way. I think you want to, once you get it where you want it, that's where you should keep it. But that's just me and my own personal theory, and there's no basis on that. But the only reason I did open it is because I took a huge gash out of myself a few days ago, and you can still see it there. I'm still healing a little bit from it. It was bad. That's the worst I've ever cut myself, and I don't know how I cut myself with this razor because it is so mild. I've never even done that kind of damage with a straight razor, so it was crazy. But continuing on with this, so what I like to do for the one blade challenges, or just really any shave in general, I love slickness. And I think if you're trying to get a blade to go as far as it can go, then you want to use the slickest soaps possible. And for me today, that is going to be CBL tonsorial with the fresh lime. So good smell. Really, really good lime smell. Gonna use my West Coast Shaving honeycomb brush. I picked this one just because it looks like snake scales. In fact, it looks just like one of my snakes because I have an all white snake just like this. So I had a bit of excitement last night. Picked up my boys, and my son said, "Hey, can you take me to the gym? They're having a Nerf tournament." I'm like, "Sure." Which I had seen ads for, and I think it was scheduled for last weekend, and then we had some snow, or they canceled it, so they rescheduled it for last night. Anyways, so the way it works was everybody had to pay $5, and you had to come with a team. So up to 5 people per team, and then they were actually giving away cash prizes for the winners. So the winning team got $250, and the runner-up team got $100. So we get there, didn't really know, who was going to be participating, what types of teams there were going to be. It's on the Air Force Base, so it's targeted at everybody. You had to be 13 or over to play. But was this going to be all like school-age kids, or was it going to be all airmen? Was it going to be a bunch of fathers playing? It could have been anybody. Turns out it was mostly kids. There were a couple of teams that had some older people on them. And I think there's maybe like 10 teams. And it was double elimination. So you played a round and it was a best of 3. And so whoever lost that best of 3 lost one of their lives, and then if they lost twice, then they were out. You know how double elimination works. But they powered through and didn't lose a single round. Their first 2 matchups, they won both, and my son never got out. And then their third, gotta go real careful right there where that is. I don't wanna. reopen that. Their third matchup, they did lose one of the rounds, but they won the other two. So they still won the set. They didn't lose a life. But that was the only time that my son got out the whole game. And they were just doing really, really well. It got towards the end, and I realized that they were already in the finals. And there were a couple teams still playing to figure out which of them was going to face them in the final. So, right then and there, they had already won $100. So then, they make it to the final, and the team facing them in the final had lost one of their rounds. So they were already down a life. So basically, they were going to have to beat my son's team by 2 in order to beat them. And then my son's team just took both rounds. Easy peasy. And they were just playing smart. Some of the other teams, they were, my son's a freshman in high school, and a couple of the teams were made up of seniors, and they just were playing more aggressively, but not smartly, and they were rushing and losing lives, and just worked out for my son. So they split 250, so my son won $50. So I joked to him that he needs to pay for lunch today. But Dairy Queen is having 50% off today. At least ours is. Customer Appreciation Day. This blade really feels good. It's on its 22nd? Yeah, 22nd shave. It really still feels just as smooth as it did at the beginning. So I know there's a lot of people still in the one blade February. I know not everybody's shaving every day, but as long as they make it to the end of the month on the same blade, they're still in for the PIF. And then anybody that actually does 30 shaves will be in for the second PIF. So I realized that by the end of the month, some people, if you didn't shave every day, you're not going to get to that 30. But that part will stay open as long as everyone is willing to keep shaving with that blade. Even if it takes 2 months to get your 30 shaves, if you did that 30 shaves on one blade, you'll be in for that second part of the PIF. So I know that one's going to take a while to come to close. Man, this lather just feels amazing. Like I'm just lathering for the sake of lathering because this feels really good right now. The CBL tonsorial lather just, I don't know, it just has a certain feel to it, and it feels better than, go this way. It feels better on my face than a lot of other lathers. I've only had that happen a few times where you just put a lather on your face and you're like, wow, this just feels different. There's just something about this lather. Maybe it's one of the oils in it or the butters or fats or whatever, but something in it just really feels different. And it wasn't until just now that I started feeling the cooling agent kicking in from this soap. I know he did that one a little bit lighter in the lime. It's not a Ghost product. He didn't call it Ghost. It's just fresh lime. But it does have the WS5 cooling agent in it. And right when I got done applying the third pass, that's when I started noticing the cooling coming in, which is pretty cool. Just got my brush. It's alright, I was done lathering anyways. Alright, so got myself all good. It's all feeling pretty good. I'll rinse this off. I did have a little bit of a special request from Dave in Kentucky. So rather than going to my traditional witch hazel, which is usually just generic, I've got the there's aftershave. I mean, like Thayers aftershave, but there's aftershave. So yeah, I'm gonna use the Thayers aftershave lotion, witch hazel aloe vera formula. So this is their aftershave. So it's not just a witch hazel. It's got a bunch of other stuff in it. It's got awesome scent. They just describe it as a woody aquatic. I love this scent. It is very woody, but not overpowering. I know sometimes woods can be overpowering. So I wanted to use this first, but then we're also going to follow up with Island Lime from Avon. This is the best lime ever, and since we used the fresh lime, we're going to follow up with the Island Lime. And I really think that woody and the lime are going to go together amazing. Seriously, if you like lime, you gotta try and find some Avon Island Lime. It's not made anymore. They stopped making it like 30, 40 years ago. But you can still find it at antique stores, thrift shops, eBay if you need to. But it really is the best lime aftershave. Lime is a tricky ingredient because it's very fleeting, which means that the scent doesn't last very long. It's going to smell amazing when you put it on. 10 minutes, 30 minutes later, it's gone. Like, you don't have any lime. Island Lime from Avon, this is a vintage product. They used quality ingredients back then. They weren't trying to make, well, maybe they probably were trying to make it cheap, but they used good stuff. They didn't use a lot of synthetic stuff like they do nowadays. So it's just better. It's just better. And it does last quite a while. Not all day, but longer than your average lime for sure. And it's just a really good smell. And wow, that combo is amazing. That woody aquatic and the lime together, oh wow, that's really good. Anyways, that's my shave for today. Thanks for tagging along with me on this journey. If you watched me this whole time, appreciate it. And if you want to come hang out with me later, I'll be on the Shaving Cadre, because I usually am off and on all day. But lots of other guys are too, and I don't know what that was. Lots of other guys are too. We have a good time. Talk about all kinds of stuff, not just shaving related, but everything, life, the universe, and everything. We talk about 42 and everything. So we'll see you guys later. Enjoy your shaves. Bye.